Hi, I'm Ryan Spendelow, Senior VP of Training and Curriculum at CFI. I'm excited to introduce one of our latest courses leveraging generative AI for risk assessment. Today, it's my privilege to introduce a true leader at the forefront of finance and artificial intelligence, Glenn Hopper. Glenn is the author of Deep Finance and AI Mastery for Finance Professionals. He holds an MBA and a Master's in Finance from Harvard University. With over 20 years of experience in technology and corporate finance, Glenn has driven innovation, efficiency, and growth across various industries. As a CFO in private equity-backed firms, consultant, and lecturer, he has specialized in using AI to transform financial operations from finance automation to M&A and implementing advanced AI technologies to shape the future of finance. Now, in this course, leveraging generative AI for risk assessment, Glenn will guide you through the powerful tools and techniques that AI offers for modern risk management. You'll learn how to apply AI-driven solutions to assess credit, market, and macroeconomic risks, and simulate future scenarios with accuracy and efficiency. So whether you're a finance professional looking to stay ahead of the curve, or you're new to AI and risk management, this course will equip you with the skills and knowledge to thrive in today's rapidly evolving financial landscape. We're thrilled to have you join us, and we're confident that under Glenn's expert guidance, you'll gain valuable insights that will take your risk assessment capabilities to the next level.
Every business, regardless of its size or industry, faces risks. These risks could range from financial and operational challenges to reputational and regulatory threats. Understanding and managing these risks is not just important, it's essential for the survival and growth of any organization. Risk assessment is the process of identifying, analyzing, and prioritizing risks that could negatively impact the achievement of business objectives. By systematically assessing potential threats, businesses can develop strategies to mitigate these risks, ensuring they are better prepared to face uncertainties. So why is risk assessment so crucial? The primary goal of risk assessment is to protect the organization, its assets, its reputation, and its bottom line. By anticipating potential issues, companies can avoid costly mistakes, ensure compliance with regulations, and make informed decisions that support long-term success. Let's look at some examples of the types of risks businesses might encounter. First, financial risk. This includes market volatility, credit risk, and liquidity challenges that can impact a company's financial health. Operational risk. These are the risks arising from internal processes, such as supply chain disruptions, technology failures, or human errors. Reputational risk. This type of risk involves potential damage to a company's brand or public image, often due to negative publicity or poor customer service. Finally, compliance risk. This relates to the legal and regulatory challenges businesses face, including the risk of fines or sanctions due to non-compliance with laws. Without proper risk management, businesses are exposed to potentially devastating consequences. History is full of examples where companies suffered significant financial losses, legal penalties, or even bankruptcy due to inadequate risk assessment and management. From the financial crisis of 2008 to major corporate scandals, the lesson is clear. Ignoring risks is not an option. Traditionally, businesses have used a combination of qualitative and quantitative methods to assess risks. The qualitative assessments use tools like matrices, SWOT analysis, and scenario planning to help businesses identify and prioritize risks based on their likelihood and impact. On the other side, quantitative assessments are statistical models, financial ratios, and stress testing, which are all used to quantify potential losses and understand the financial impact of different risk scenarios. Most traditional risk assessments rely heavily on tools like Excel for calculations and dedicated risk management software for more complex analyses. However, These methods come with limitations. There are data limitations. Traditional models often rely on historical data, which may not always predict future risks accurately. Complexity. Building and interpreting these models requires specialized knowledge, making them less accessible to non-experts. And there are scalability issues. As businesses grow and data becomes more complex, traditional methods can struggle to keep up. As the business environment becomes more complex and dynamic, the limitations of traditional risk assessment methods become ever more apparent. This is where AI, particularly generative AI, can really shape the future. In the next section, we'll explore how financial institutions are already leveraging AI to enhance their risk management practices, and how generative AI is making advanced risk assessment more accessible than ever before. As we've just discussed, traditional risk assessment methods have served businesses well for many years, but they come with limitations. The complexity of today's business environment requires more advanced tools that can scale in the digital age, adapt to new information quickly, and provide more accurate predictions. This is where artificial intelligence, or AI, has begun to revolutionize the field of risk management. Financial institutions in particular have been at the forefront of adopting AI for risk assessment. Let's take a closer look at some of the key ways they're using AI to manage different types of risks. First, in credit risk. AI models analyze extensive data sets to predict the likelihood of default. Unlike traditional methods that might rely heavily on credit scores, AI considers a wide range of factors, including transaction history, behavioral data, and even social media activity, to create a more comprehensive risk profile. This allows lenders to make more informed decisions about who to lend to and on what terms. Market risk. In market risk, AI models forecast market trends and assess the potential impact of economic changes. For example, AI can help calculate value at risk, or VAR, by analyzing historical market data and simulating various market conditions. This allows hedge funds and trading firms to anticipate market movements and adjust their portfolios proactively. AI is also a powerful tool for detecting fraud. By identifying patterns and anomalies in transaction data, AI models can flag potentially fraudulent activities much faster and more accurately than traditional methods. Banks and payment processors use these models to secure transactions and protect their customers from fraud. Finally, AI helps manage operational risk by monitoring business processes and predicting potential disruptions. For instance, in supply chain management, AI can analyze patterns and predict delays or failures, allowing companies to take preventive actions and ensure smooth operations. So what makes AI so effective in these areas? Here are a few key advantages. Artificial intelligence excels at processing and analyzing huge volumes of data, far beyond what a human analyst could manage. This capability is crucial in today's data-rich environment, where insights can be gleaned from a wide array of sources. AI models are designed to uncover patterns in data that traditional statistical methods might miss. This predictive power is especially valuable in risk management, where the ability to foresee potential issues before they arise can save a business from significant losses. Unlike traditional models that might require manual updates or be limited to periodic assessments, AI can provide real-time risk assessments. This allows businesses to react quickly to emerging threats and adapt their strategies on the fly. AI also automates much of the risk assessment process, reducing the manual effort required and freeing up resources for more strategic decision-making. This not only improves efficiency, but also ensures consistency in risk assessments. While AI has already transformed risk management in significant ways, there's another leap forward that's making these powerful tools even more accessible: generative AI. Unlike traditional AI models that require specialized knowledge to operate, generative AI enables users to perform complex risk assessments using natural language. making it easier than ever to tap into the power of AI. In the next section, we'll talk about what generative AI is, how it differs from traditional AI models, and why it's a game changer in risk management. Artificial intelligence has already transformed the way businesses approach risk assessment, but we're on the brink of something even more transformative: generative AI. Generative, or Gen AI, doesn't just enhance existing models. It fundamentally changes the way we interact with data, making advanced analysis more accessible than ever before. Generative AI is a groundbreaking technology that can create new content, data, or predictions by learning from patterns in existing data. Unlike traditional AI, which typically classifies or predicts based on existing information, Gen AI has the unique ability to produce entirely new or novel outputs. This can include generating realistic images like with DALL-E and Midjourney, crafting coherent text as with OpenAI's ChatGPT, Claude's or Anthropic's Claude, or Meta's Llama, and can even simulate new data points, which can be done in all of these models. Imagine a tool that not only recognizes patterns in what already exists, but also uses those patterns to create something new, whether that's writing a story, composing music, or generating realistic images. This is the power of generative AI. It's not just about understanding the world as it is, but also imagining what could be. For instance, you could give it a few sentences, and it could continue writing in the same style. Or, by learning from a collection of photos, it could create a completely new image that looks just as real as the originals. To understand how generative AI stands out, it's useful to compare it with traditional AI and deep learning models. So in traditional machine learning, using traditional AI models like decision trees or logistic regression, the models are typically used for tasks like classification and prediction, classifying pictures of animals as a cat, a dog, a horse, or making a prediction, say, on time series data. We have this historical time series data and we're predicting what's going to happen next. They require extensive feature engineering and are limited by the need for structured data. Now, deep learning, which uses neural networks, it has greater flexibility and can handle unstructured data like images and text. However, they often require large amounts of data and computational resources. What sets generative AI apart is its ability to create new data that extends beyond the training set. It doesn't just predict outcomes based on existing data. It can simulate new scenarios, generate content, and even create synthetic data sets, which we'll see in one of our case studies coming up. This capability makes generative AI incredibly versatile, particularly in applications like risk assessment, where new, unforeseen scenarios can be crucial. One of the most exciting aspects of generative AI is how it democratizes access to advanced machine learning tools. Traditionally, using AI for complex tasks required specialized knowledge in programming, data science, and statistical modeling. But with generative AI, especially models like ChatGPT, this changes the dynamic completely. With generative AI, you don't need to write complex formulas or code. Instead, you can interact with these models using natural human language. For example, instead of writing a complex Excel formula or a Python script to calculate a financial forecast, you can simply ask a model like GPT-4o to generate the forecast for you based on the data you provide. This makes powerful AI tools accessible to a much broader audience, including finance professionals who may not have a technical background. Whether you're a business analyst, a financial advisor, or a risk manager, generative AI enables you to harness the power of machine learning without needing to be a data scientist. Gen AI is not just a tool for tech experts. It's a game changer for anyone involved in risk assessment. Here's how it transforms the process. Gen AI can automate complex risk assessments from predicting market movements to evaluating the likelihood of credit defaults. You simply provide the input data and ask the right questions. No need to build models from scratch. Generative AI can handle really big data sets, making it perfect for large-scale risk assessments. It's also adaptable, quickly incorporating new data to refine its predictions in real time. Imagine you're assessing market risk. Instead of manually creating scenarios and calculating potential losses, you can use a tool like ChatGPT 4o to simulate thousands of market scenarios, analyze the results, and generate a comprehensive risk report, all through natural language prompts. Now that we've covered what generative AI is and how it differs from traditional AI models, we'll move on to the practical side, how you can use these powerful tools in your own work. In the next section, we'll explore how individuals and businesses can leverage generative AI to perform sophisticated risk assessments with ease, starting with real-world case studies that demonstrate these concepts in action.
Continue learning. Join CFI today.